Ladies and gentlemen, you know the struggle to heat your home or apartment is real. There are people that are saying they have their heat shut off until it just gets so unbearable. Then they'll just turn it on for a while, but will shut it back off because they absolutely can't afford the bills. And this is happening especially in places where it gets cold in the winter. People are just saying the energy bills are just so high, especially if you're on a fixed income, you can't afford it. And this is sad, but when January and February come, it's going to go even higher. And, you have Joe Biden giving all of our money away to another country when people here are in need and are struggling. And this is not the only story I've seen. I've even saw another one where it was a single mother, and she said they just have to dress warmer. She can't turn the heat on because if she turns that all the way on, she's not going to be able to afford to put food on the table for herself and her two children. So it's just going to have to be colder in the house. And this is really a sad reality that's going on in this country. And I just don't see it getting better. If anything, January and February are our coldest months. I just see it getting worse. And believe me, we see it in our bill. Our bill is a lot higher than it was even 2 years ago, you know? And I'm just hearing more and more people when I come out on social media all saying the same thing. With the inflation, they just can't have their heat on like they would have had it on just a few years ago. So, and everybody don't qualify for assistance. Some people do, and there's a lot of people that absolutely don't qualify for it. I'm going to go ahead and play this video from CNN Business.
I help you? Anxious calls pour into Philadelphia's heater hotline.
What is it, gas or oil?
Families worried for winter on these first frigid days.
Okay, all right, let me look.
And Charmaine Johnson can relate.
God bless you too. Thank you.
The 63-year-old works at this nonprofit, but she's also struggling to afford heat. She just paid more than $1,000 to fill her oil tank.
I didn't even feel it. It's not even full.
And how long will that last?
Probably about January or February.
It's just another brutal price hike. Are you getting assistance?
No, I don't qualify for anything.
So she's bundling up to keep the heat turned down.
It's like you living in an igloo.
Home heating costs are skyrocketing yet again this winter, up 18% nationally, on top of last year's 17% spike. Largely driven by the war in Ukraine, OPEC cuts, a surge in energy exports, and a high demand for natural gas in the electricity sector. Heating a home with natural gas could cost an extra 25% and electric 11%. But the steepest hike is on heating oil, expected to rise 45%, squeezing roughly 5 million households, mostly in the Northeast.
Are you not cold?
I am.
The heat is off at Tim Wisely's home near Philadelphia, and somehow he's in short sleeves.
It's 50, 55 degrees in here. To me, that's not unbearable yet.
At what point do you turn the heat on?
My teeth chatter.
The 67-year-old is retired, living month to month on Social Security. He lost his wife last year. And his medical bills are adding to a long list of straining expenses.
You can't go food shopping and get oil. It's one or the other.
Are you worried about running out of oil this winter?
Absolutely, and it's going to happen. It's a horrible feeling. It's a feeling I wouldn't wish on anyone.
I'm working like hell to deal with energy prices.
This winter, the federal government is distributing $4.5 billion to help families pay their bills through the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. Annette Thomas says she and her husband received $500 from that program, but it was only enough to fill a third of their oil tank.
How long will that last?
Maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
They're trying to pay off their electric bill to avoid a shutoff, so they're using space heaters and electric blankets, hoping to save that heating oil for when their kids come home for Thanksgiving.
I can see the emotion in your eyes.
Yeah, try not to cry. These aren't luxuries. They're necessities, and it's a struggle. So, yeah, it's upsetting. It is.
Gabe Cohen, CNN.
You know, this is really sad. And this is probably going to be the worst winter season that a lot of people are going to have to live through, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, as you saw in the video, the home heating prices have gone up 18%. And I think we're all feeling it, you know? And if you're on a fixed income or you're unemployed, because you know unemployment really pays like crap in this country, and or you're out here and you have a job that just don't pay that much money, then you're pretty much screwed. You know, you're going to have to make a decision, especially if you don't qualify for any kind, you know, I know they have the elite, um, but everybody don't qualify for um, low income assistance towards their heat. You know, you really have to be within a certain income bracket. So, you know, a lot of people have set their heat on 50 degrees or they don't have it on at all. But this is the sad state that America is in, you know, and the Biden administration, they're saying that, you know, if of course you have to qualify, they are putting in $4.5 billion in federal assistance to families that need the help. But, you know, everybody can't get low income home energy assistance. You know, everybody don't, you know, what about the people that make more money, but they still need the help? So you hear what they're saying. They're going to keep that heat off until their teeth are chattering, and then they'll get up and turn it on. But until then, they just have to keep their heat cooler because that's the only way they're going to make it. You know, it's sad when you can look at, you know, news stories and Americans now have to think about what's the most important thing for me to get. Should I spend the little bit I have on food or should I put it towards the heat bill? That's the state we're in. And people are struggling bad out here. Now you understand why the stores were not bustling with customers. And yeah, and you know, speaking of that, my son has a friend that works in retail and he had to work on Black Friday. And he said it was so few people in the store that folks could just walk right up to the cash register and just pay for their stuff and leave. It was no wait time at the cash registers. It was, he said it looked almost like, in his opinion, like a, you know, like a light day, like in the middle of the week where, you know, people are working and so they're less inclined to come to the store. He said it was more like that than a Black Friday that he was used to seeing. And they had all the staff there because they were anticipating big crowds. And he said they didn't get big crowds at all. So we shall see. You know, like I said, the numbers for the holiday season always comes out in January, and we'll see how well they did this year. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.